Hey, Big Brother fans. This is not going to be a regular thing, but it is Friday, March 8th. And being as I watched episode 2 of Big Brother Canada, I'm on a roll. I actually finished watching it this morning. It was popped up late last night, and I finished watching it this morning. So I have thoughts. The feed started last night, and so I thought I would chime in briefly, although I still can't tell you anybody's names. I know that the person's evicted name, but I'm not going to say that because that's kind of a spoiler to some of you, because I imagine some people haven't seen it yet. And so I had said yesterday that there was a Daily Motion site that had the video, and sure enough, last night the video did show up. I don't remember exactly what time, but then I started to watch it, and then I stopped for a minute, and then it went away, and so it got labeled as having explicit content, which just doesn't make sense. I'm just not sure what happened, so I didn't check this morning, but as of last night, it wasn't on there. And so I actually went back to the YouTube channel that had it, and it was there. And the original video was there as well. So it's like, okay, well, I tweeted out the link. I made a YouTube playlist. I don't have faith that it will stay intact for very long. I'm expecting that the YouTube playlist will be worthless in the near future. It may just be a digging and scrapping to find each episode as they come out. It is on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I did find that out. So there won't be another episode until Sunday. It's very weird. The feeds did start last night, and I actually did watch some of them. I updated my BB Viewer. If you have BB Viewer, the feeds are working there. There are no charge to the feeds, so you don't need to be subscribed to anything. And so you can watch the feeds through BB Viewer. You can't watch it through regular sites if you're in the U.S. If you're in Canada, you're all good. You can watch it lots of different ways, mainly on a web, via the web. But BB Viewer is the way to watch it if you're in the U.S., unless you're going to pay for a VPN, which stands for Virtual Private Network. And if you don't know what that is, then don't worry about it now, and I'm not going to try to explain it. Just get BB Viewer. And if you only have a phone, or only have a tablet, or only have a Chromebook, you may be out of luck. You really need a Windows, an operating system, or Mac OS, or Linux. And with any of those three, you can get the BB Viewer program and run it. I tweeted a link to it last night if you don't know how to get to it. Liquid8, just the word liquid with the number 8 after it, is the Twitter account. He's the guy who creates it and updates it. And there's actually donate options on his in the app. You might consider donating to him if you use it, as that's the only way he's getting any money out of it, is just people that help him out. And I'd say Handy Tool I've used now it's become the one. There used to be multiple people that would do things. There's nobody left except for Liquid8, and he keeps it going, and it's worked every year for several years. And so, anyways, so I did watch a limited amount of feeds last night. I really didn't catch much of what was going on. There's a couple of things that I caught on, and I understand I'm not going to spoil what happened on last night's show, although I think we knew. Well, I don't know if we knew who was going to be evicted. I guess I saw it on Twitter. That's the problem. Twitter said who was evicted before I ever saw the show, and it's okay. I know that's going to happen if I don't try to watch it live, which I don't know how to watch it live myself. So, for what it's worth, I don't know how to watch it live other than getting a VPN and watching the live, because there was a live stream for Global TV, but you have to have a Canadian IP address, and I'm not going to pay money for that, and so don't have a way. And the Roku channel that's $3 a month is apparently not. You can't get new ones. You can't subscribe to new ones right now, is what it looked like when I looked it up. So And I'm not going to watch it live. I normally am not going to pay attention. I'm not going to chain myself to a schedule. I'm going to just watch it when I get a chance to, which means I'm probably going to get spoiled a lot. I'm okay with that. But, so there was an eviction. And that's another interesting thing. Again, I have watched very limited amounts of Big Brother Canada before. I watched like the first 2 weeks, which means I watched about 6 episodes last year. And then previous year when they brought in people from when Tim went in. I watched it up until Tim entered the house, and then I didn't watch it anymore. So same thing. It's just this time of year is not good for me for watching television that I have to keep a schedule on. And so I could not tell you a single winner of Big Brother Canada, and that's okay because I may go back someday and watch them, and I'll not know who's going to win when I watch it. So that's all right. But watching the quote live show was interesting because I'm 99.9% sure, and I think I'd heard this before. It's not live; it's actually recorded and put up fairly quickly after it's recorded. But you can tell that there's some editing going on. There's some cuts that happen, and it's like, wait, well, that was quick. Maybe the goodbye speeches are cut down, or the actual goodbyes when they're walking out the door. The voting. A couple of times I felt like they cut away quicker than an actual live vote would. So that was all interesting. And then they did put another house guest in. And as I said, I couldn't, I didn't care which one went in. And that's the one thing that I took out of watching the live feeds for the limited time that I peeked at it. So there was 2 girls up to get into the house. Now this I will spoil. Sorry. What was it? It was Cody? Was that her name? And Holly? Some with a C. I thought it was Cody or... Anyways, she's the one who went in. Holly did not go in. Okay? This is right at the end of the show. And if this is a spoiler to you, I'm sorry, but telling you who gets into those 2 is shouldn't be a big deal. So she's in the house on the live feeds when they started last night, and she's talking away to people. And apparently one of the girls, and I want to say it was Chelsea, but it could have been Sam. So Sam and Chelsea, those are 2 names that I know now. She was talking, this new person was talking to either Sam or Chelsea, and so saying that, and Sam or Chelsea was saying that they knew Holly from outside. They were like, oh my gosh, I knew her. Sounded like not well, but they were acquaintances. And she wasn't even sure, I think, if Holly would have known her, but she thought it would have been interesting. And she was kind of like, so you don't know anybody in the house, right? Like this other person, I don't know you, but maybe somebody else does. And she said, no, nobody knew her, but maybe they do. Maybe that's another secret that'll be revealed. Who knows? So there was that little bit. That's the tiniest tidbit that I picked up off the live feeds. I doubt that will ever be shown on the TV show. And that's the thing where now, having watched 2 episodes, and I realized that the feeds did just go live, but there has been some spoiling going on. There's a spoiler account out there, and it's been spoiling a lot of stuff about alliances and things that are happening. So there are people that knew a lot more than I did when they were watching the show last night, and I just don't care to invest in trying to understand this, which is going to lead to me saying things and other people correcting me and saying, well, that's obvious, that's not how that's going, because we already know this. And I'm like, yeah, well, I didn't know that. So I'm going to look like a quote casual if I continue to watch this, and that's all right. I'll be okay with that. It's not a huge thing. So what else? Don't think they've done have-nots yet. We haven't seen anybody go in the have. They could have done have-nots though. Well, because they knew. Oh, they did do a head of household. So there has been a new head of household decided last night. That was the other thing. The feeds came back, so there is a new head of household. I will tell you guys who it is right at the very end of this, and I'm getting close to wrapping it up, anyways. So. For that I do have one little tidbit, which most of you probably already know if you care about Big Brother Canada. So anyways, I did tweet out the link to the playlist. that has both the first 2 episodes, which honestly, it is the YouTube video that goes up. There's some syncing issues, audio syncing, at least at the end of the first episode. It's just the way whoever uploaded it, the audio syncing got cruddy at the end. The audio syncing seemed okay at the end of the second one. What I've actually done is I've actually used a YouTube downloader website. There's lots of websites that allow you to actually download the YouTube videos directly to your computer, and I actually put them on my Plex server. So I have them on my Plex server, which those of you that don't know what a Plex server is, don't worry about it. It's just a way to store your videos at home and watch them from multiple devices. And for me, that was just to have it. I'll never watch it again probably, but just to have it there and kind of collect it. So I had the first 2 episodes on my Plex server, and for me it was easier because I can throw it on my phone. I can jump from thing to thing and it'll remember where I was, which you can do that with YouTube. So I don't even know why I'm saying like it's such a big thing. But what else? I'm all over the place. Sorry. I don't know. That's it. It's okay. I'm not like, oh, this is so good. Just, I know the secret room, the secret, which watching it last night. And last night, the guy that was originally in the house, this is not a spoiler, right? Because it happens right at the beginning of the show. He gets nominated. The guy that got to go in first gets nominated. And he's in a bit of a panic, and he got back into the bare room that had the hidden shelving had the shelving that moved aside to take him into the secret room. And he got back into that bare room, but couldn't figure out how to open up the door to get into the secret room. They had all the video walls in it and this blood veto. And he's like, well, it's like, of course they're not letting you in. There's no secret switch. They just opened it up for you while you were in. Now I realize he didn't press a switch. They just opened it up for him while he was in the room because he didn't know how to reopen it. So he got back into that room and he couldn't figure out how to get into the second room. Well, of course not. They're not letting you in. And then the head of household got in, found that storage room is what it looks like. It hadn't been open, I guess, until sometime later, and he found it open. So obviously he was clued in to go check it out. He didn't just happen to stumble upon it. Or maybe he did. I guess they unlocked it, and he was the first to find it. And he wandered around, and then he let other people in on it, and they all stumbled through. And none of them, I have a feeling they can tell there's a second room. I mean, just that picture, you could see the one shelving that moved back in. It looked to me like there was a seam at the top of one of the shelvings that you can see that there's a door right there. And I just have a feeling that they can tell there's a door. They just don't know how to open it. That's my guess. But because of editing, we won't know, for sure. And the feeds are heavily edited on Big Brother Canada. So we may not know that stuff either. They may talk about it and we just don't know it because they're editing it out. I'm not sure. So that's it. I've got to go. The winner of the second head of household appears to be, it looks like it was a golf theme. They all came back wearing like plaid outfits. What is it? That's plaid. Oh, what's the diamond pattern? I can't think. It's the guy who, is it Luke is his name? I'm not sure. He's the one who's missing some teeth. The really smart guy. Oh, I'm sorry, not smart guy. The guy who even proclaims he's not the sharpest tack in the bulletin board, appears to have won the head of household, which means that the guy alliance, so the 4-guy alliance, has now won the first 2. And I have no idea if the girl who just got put in the house has all of her alliances yet, or has made 3 final 2 alliances. I don't know how that's going to work out either. I don't know if you'd be allowed to say, hey, look, let's just pretend that we're doing a final 2 alliance. It's kind of a fun thing if they would let her do that. I mean, who the hell's going to be able to go in and get 3 final 2 alliances deals made within 24 hours? There's just no way in hell it's happening. So I'm not sure if they're going to get kicked right back out of the house, but we'll have to see. All right, that's it, guys. I will, not sure when I'll talk to you next. But if I don't talk to you until next week sometime, hope you have a good weekend. And thanks for listening. Yeah, and Be well, all right? We'll see you later. Bye-bye.